Okay, this is what, the ninth week of the semester at Wiley College. We're on Wednesday at little after 12 p.m. and this is a radio production class. And in the ninth week, we've already covered more than half of the semester, and we're just getting into what the nuts and bolts, the nitty gritty, what the students might be considered to be more of the good stuff because it's more fun for them. We're creating content and we're editing content. And that's what this class is going to be about a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a demonstration of in Audacity and how to record something and what needs to be in something. And also, I'm going to highlight in this session the differences between two types of radio spots. The two most common types of radio spots that you have, I put them down as, what you call it, an assignment A and assignment B for this class. And assignment A is the top of the hour radio announcement or radio spot. And the other type of radio spot that's also very common, and some might argue it's used more often, is what they call the show promo. It's a promotion for a show. And while you're watching one show or you're watching anything, you probably see this on TV all the time. They'll come up with a promotion telling you to tune in at such and such a time and da-da-da-da for this. Mm-hmm. And this happens on radio. And it's a way to build the audience into a larger tuning in more often, more different times, and to build a dedicated fan base for your show. So that's the spot B. The spot A, I'm going to record the spot A and I'm going to go over the spot B in this class session. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen now. And here's the share of the screen. And as you can see, there's your book on the radio. This is a modern radio and audio production. And now your book has basically where I'm going to go over some of the concepts and skip back and forth over them that are basically included in 3 chapters in your book. Chapter 4, recording and playback technology. Chapter 5 is editing, and chapter 6 is recorded program production. So chapter 4, and what I want to emphasize is one of the students was asking me today and that other day, and that was Mr. London was asking me, hey, Dr. Hedek, I've already recorded my stuff. What's the point of my recording my spot when Canvas won't let me upload it? Reason why Canvas is not letting you upload it, Mr. London, is because there's a difference between, and I'm putting it in here, there's a difference between recording and editing technology and playback technology. And the difference between the recording and playback technology, also the recording technology, yeah, you record stuff and it's saved as certain types of digital files. And the playback stuff, it's saved as certain other types of digital files. This is something that any of you that have taken my MassComm 4340 that I teach in the spring, digital editing techniques, will know the differences because I teach the differences between the different video formatted files and the audio formatted files and the like that will play on a playback technology, but they're not necessarily for use on the recording technology. And you're asking yourself, well, if it'll play on the playback technology, it should be just fine and dandy for the recording technology, Dr. Hedrick. The recording technology should be the technology plus, and it should be able to open it. Well, the problem with some of the files in the playback technology, because of the internet, what happens oftentimes is in order to make it more user-friendly on the internet, when you're exporting something from your editing technology to make it something you can share and play back, it also compresses it. And what happens when something gets compressed? Anybody?
You lose sound quality.
Yes, you lose sound quality. It makes the file smaller and more easier to deal with and upload and download, but at the same time, you suddenly lose some sound quality. And when you lose that sound quality and you try to open it back up in the editor again, you don't get the sound quality back. So that's one reason why when you're recording something, always keep the editing file. Always keep the edited version in the editing file and then export it and share it. And if you want to make changes, go back to the edited version, the editing file, the one that so you don't lose the sound quality. That's the one thing I will tell you right now. And Audacity files are editing files. Editing files will not play, and I got one example right here. This is iTunes. iTunes is only designed to play certain types of files. Like this is instrumental right here, and it's playing it. iTunes will play MP3s. They will play WAV files. But guess what? iTunes will not play Audacity files because Audacity is an editing file, an editing software. If you want to make it so that people can listen to it in iTunes or listen to it with other type of playback technology, you have to export it from Audacity as either an MP3 or a WAV file, WAV. Okay?
Okay.
Make that clear to you. And now I'm going to show you. We're going to go through the steps. I'm actually going to record something, and then I'm going to show you how to export it and save it. Okay?
Yeah.
And so that's it. This is the playback technology, iTunes. And chapter 4 goes over if you want to read it all, it goes over the reporting and playback technology. And chapter 6 is where they start going over recorded program production, and they go over the different types of content. It's part of the chapter 6 as an intro and the recorded program production and the different types, recorded live air versus online. And that's what we're getting into now. We're getting into 2 types of spots, and the top of the air spot and a promotional spot is in the reported program production. So we're going between chapters 4, 5, and 6 in your book right now, and we're using Audacity as our editing software. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. So I'm gonna turn on Audacity here. It's the one on the bottom, and all of you can see this. It's the one with the headphones. I got this one on. This says welcome to Audacity, so it's a new file. I'm opening up a new file. It's using the built-in microphone, and everything else is stereo, recording fine, built-in output's fine, and this is the volumes up here for it, everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show everybody this. Just for a second, to show everybody this, I gotta stop the screen, stop the share for a second. Stop the share, and now what have I done here?
Made some notes.
Made some notes. I made some notes. I've scripted out what I want to say. What I want to say for my top of the hour shot. And, you know, I can read it back like this, and it's not going to be any big deal because people can't see this. They only hear what I'm saying, right? So let's go back to the screen share. We're in the audio editing technology right now, and we're in Audacity. And if I hit this red button here, it'll start recording. Now what I've put on here, I'm going to go through it once without recording it. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick, so I've identified myself. At or on, doesn't make any difference which. On or at you know, because people sometimes they use at because you tune into things and you go on the dial. So it's an at. 91.9 FM, KBWC. And then I say, keep building Wiley College in Marshall. And then I say, we're the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. So I've made that so that this can play at the top of any hour. And I've given a little bit of a plug to myself. To tell you the truth, if you're doing this at a radio station, they probably will tell you don't say your name, so they can play it any top of the hour. They'll say you're listening to 91.1 FM. The reason I'm asking all of you to put your name in there is so that when I download them, I'll know who I'm listening to for grading purposes. Does that make sense? So you got to put your name in. But when you would do it at a radio station, if it was just to be a top of the hour plug that they could use any top of the hour, they'd probably tell you not to put your name in there unless you're really famous or something. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do the record button here. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick at 91.9 FM, KBWC. Keep building Wiley College in Marshall, Texas, the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. And as you can see, it was pretty close to what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be about 25 seconds, and I got to 27 here. I got very close to what I was shooting for. Now, right away, I can go ahead and clip off this little part at the end, the dead air. I'm going to hit the delete button. And if I want to, I can start going. Sometimes, let's listen. I can delete the part of the beginning, but let's play it back first. Let's go over here and play it back. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick at 91.9 FM, KBWC. Keep building Wiley College in Marshall, Texas, the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. Okay? Now, if I was really picky and I was a professional, there's 2 or 3 things that I would do. I noticed a couple of things. Right there, that I did a pause between student and hosted. That was over here somewhere. In Marshall, Texas, the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekend. I wanted to minimize that little pause there. I could do this, highlight it, and delete, and it would be closer to student-hosted, what it should sound like. Okay? And I also noticed that I was repetitive about Texas. If I want to delete one of the Texases, I can, because I said Texas twice. In Marshall, Texas, the official campus radio station for HBCU. So I can go over here and delete this the first Texas. We're very close to 25 now, which is what I was really shooting for. Okay?
Okay.
And this is the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. See, the student hosted, there wasn't a pause there anymore. And what else did I do to fix it? Over here, I did Marshall. In Marshall, the official campus radio station for HBCUs in East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. A slight subtle pause is okay. You don't want it to be too fast because people have to digest stuff when you're telling them things. They process it in their minds. So you don't want to make it too fast or run it too fast. So this sounds pretty good right now, what I have. And the volume looks okay because none of it is going past the edge very much. Just that little thing right there and the little thing. So I think my volume is very good too. Now, if the volume wasn't good, you either re-record it or you select the whole thing and go into the effects menu and amplify, and you can go up and down with it. Okay. See how you see how I can go down with it, and I put a preview. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hammond. That's too low. At 91.9 FM. So no way I want to do that. So because I don't want to do that, so I just click out of it and it won't do it because it's like a cancel feature. It's like canceling it because I didn't tell it to go ahead and do the effect. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. And now I got to get music. Okay? So I'm going to put some music in a track underneath this. So I'm going to go to the file menu. And remember, I told you in the previous session, and before I do that, I'm getting ahead of myself, that I put a bunch of these files here for all of you, if you want to use one of these, or you can download one of your own. But whatever you have, it has to be on your computer, on your device, or on your desktop, saved either as an MP3 or a WAV file or something that's a shareable file that you can listen to. Not an editable file, editing file. An editing file like Audacity, it would say .aud. That is not something for playback. So these are all MP3s. So that's just fine. And I really like TSOP, the sound of Philadelphia. So I'm going to use that one. Okay? I think. So what do you think? What do you think? That's one of my favorite songs.
Not to have to go that Shaft.
Huh?
That was Shaft.
What's that?
That was the music from Shaft.
I think they used it in it.
You know, they say that Shaft is one bad mother. No, I'm playing.
No, it wasn't Shaft.
No, that wasn't Shaft.
It
But I
wasn't
think
Shaft.
they might have used it in Shaft, but that wasn't the theme song, no. Theme song from Shaft is different.
It sounds mad familiar though.
Now, as you can see, on my Mac, it's right there. It downloaded it in the downloads area. So I'm going to move it to the desktop so I know it's there. Okay? So I got it here, and it's on the desktop. So I go in the import menu right here, File, Import Audio. And go to the desktop because that's where I left it. And I go and find TSOP right there. Okay, there it is.
Okay.
And you notice how it's 5 minutes long. I already know I'm not going to use the full 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and chop off some of it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all this right away. It's a no-brainer, okay? And that way, in the view menu, I can zoom in on this and zoom, and When I say zoom to selection, maybe it, will it zoom to selection, will I make it bigger? Yeah, okay. Okay. And there we go. There's my 25 seconds. And underneath it down here in a different track is my music. Now, if I go ahead and just go up here and click, you're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick at 91.9 FM, KPWC, Keep Building Wiley College in Marshall, official campus radio station for HBCUs. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. Okay? What's wrong with it? Music's too loud. The music's too loud. So I'm gonna go over here to about right here to I might give it a 1 second. I'm gonna put 1 second fade out on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete here. Hit the delete button again. Oh, that's right. It's in the pause. Can't do anything in the pause mode. So I'm gonna be right about 126, and I'm gonna hit the delete button. Okay. And for this last part here, which is gonna be music only, you got a effect of fade in and fade out. So I'm gonna fade out. Okay?
Okay.
See how it goes down like that? Now, the other thing I can do to this whole track over here on this side, because this is the controls for the track, this is the plus and the minus, it's like the amplitude for it. I can go ahead and the dB and the gain, and I can bring this down some. Bring it down, and now let's play it again and see what it sounds like. I'm running out of time, it says. Okay, well. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick at 91.9 FM, KPWC, Keep Building Wiley College in Marshall, official campus radio station for HBCUs East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows. What do you think? Just a little bit more on the music down. Not much, but a little bit. And I think I got it. Okay?
Okay.
Let's say it again. Let's try it again. You're listening to Dr. Jeffrey Hedrick at 91.9 FM, KPWC, Keep Building Wiley College in Marshall, official campus radio station for HBCUs East Texas. Our programming includes student-hosted music shows during weekdays and Christian shows on weekends. What do you think? I think I got a keeper.
Yeah. I feel like the music cut out too early. I feel like you should have just kept the tail that it was originally and then did the fade out. That way it faded out gradually.
Well, yeah, that's up to the individual to decide. Okay. But I think I'm going to keep this one. And since I'm already at 32 minutes in this, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show you that with the settings I have it at and everything else, I can go ahead and go to the File menu, and the File menu and the Edit. It has the File menu and the Edit. Wait a second. Let me make sure I got this at stop and everything. Now, File menu has Export Audio. I can export the audio. I'm going to make sure to put this on my desktop. And over down here, it asks me if I want to save it as a WAV file or if I want to save it as an MP3. I'll just do an MP3 because WAV file is probably a little higher quality, but MP3 is a little bit more manageable. And up here, I'm going to put Hedrick, top of the hour spot. Okay, and where to save it, I'm gonna click the desktop right here, so it saves it on the desktop, and it's saving it as an MP3. And I'm gonna do that. The tracks will be mixed down. Yes, that's fine. And this is where you can add stuff for tagging purposes, for people searching for it if you're going to share it on the internet. And location of the library. Are you kidding? I'm going to cancel that. If it says I'm going to cancel that. It says it needs that. I'm going to do a WAV file then. If it's being a little belligerent on me saying to compress it, it doesn't have the compressor downloaded on this computer yet. So I'll just do Hedrick. Top of the hour spot again, without the compression. And desktop, save. And I know it's going to get mixed down. I know that. Do it. Now, if I go here to the Finder window and look on my desktop, and see if it did it or not, or if it's doing it. It should be doing it, and it should take a minute or two to do it. Once you have that file on your desktop, once it exports it and it's on the desktop, that's the file that you need to take out. And I'm running out of time because I'm at 35 minutes now. I had to take that back to the modules area, part A, and where it says right here in the part A what you're doing, that is a file, the MP3 or the WAV file is what I want to submit. Right here. Okay? And that's part A. Now part B, what makes part B different is for part B, you're doing your radio show. What type of whatever, it could be a talk show, it could be a music show, it could be whatever else. And you're creating a promotional spot for it that you would want other DJs to play at other times. And so necessary components are your radio call name. I'm the headmaster soul, the name of the soul, name of the show, when it airs, date plus time plus length, what type of show it is, and why listeners should tune in. Be creative, and the length should be anywhere from 20 to 35 seconds, and you should save it as a WAV or MP3 file once you've edited it. Okay?
Okay.
So what do you think, all of you? Did you learn some decent stuff in this class session?
Yeah, it's much better.
Much better. You guys are going to be empowered now that you've seen how Dr. Hedrick went about creating one of his spots and how he exported it so it could be shareable to everybody, either as a WAV or an MP3, and what went into it. What went into the editing? What are the considerations? Now you're all empowered to do the spot A, do the tweaks on your spot A, get it to on Audacity or whatever editing software you do, export it as a WAV or MP3, upload that submission in Canvas for the spot A, and then go to the spot B and start working on that. Okay?
Got it.
Any questions, anybody?
I'm good.
Do you love us? That's my question. How much do you love us?
I love you even more when you don't ask questions.
That's crazy. That is wild and very disrespectful.
That makes my life easier. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. But I like your questions as long as they're good questions.
That just hurt
And as
me
people say,
so
as long as there's no such thing as a bad question. A bad question would be a question you ask because you got in late and I already covered it. You know what I mean?
No, but I do have a question.
Yeah.
So, as far as the the originality aspect of it.
Yeah.
You want us to be as ourselves as possible, or how does that work?
On the second one, of course.
But the first one you
you're
want
trying to
pretty
do
much
something
formal.
that can be used by other DJs and for the station. So the second one is more personal.
Yeah, but as far as the first one, can I be myself? Just don't be too much of myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you can.
All right, that's all I needed to know.
Okay. So all of you need to go forth inspired and start using your editing software and get this thing done. Get it done. And we'll tune in again next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat channel.
Wednesday at noon. All of you take care.
All right,
Godspeed.
Be safe.
Yes, sir. You too. Bye.